Welcome to the Ideology Talk Show, broadcasting to you live from Kampala, Uganda. And today's episode belongs to Mr. Blaise Kamujisha, aspiring chairperson, NRM Youth League. You are welcome to the Ideology Talk.
Thank you so much, Ndugu Innocent.
So we are privileged to have you. So my question to you is, let's talk about the young people. Many youth in Uganda, but of course not all of them, join politics looking for what to eat, what the Baganda can call mere ya lero. Where is this leaving the Ugandan young people in the political arena when they are joining politics only to focus on what to eat today?
Thank you so much, Comrade Innocent. Now, we have two, because when we talk about the Ugandan youth, you're bisecting the Ugandan society. And we have two groups. We have the progressive forces within the young people,
Yes.
and the reactionary forces.
Yes.
Now, the progressive forces still have values. They believe in accountability. They believe in transparency. They believe on merit, that one becomes a leader because it is on merit. Their support is based on merit, not because you have given them something to support you.
Yes.
Then we have these ones who have, the reactionaries who have possibly been frustrated because by the establishment,
Yes.
because the system has voluntarily built the mindset of Funirawa.
Yes.
I give you a vote because I'm getting something.
Yes.
Or I have to do something. It's not just even about elections.
Yes.
Even the work, someone in the mindset of Funirawa within the young people.
Yes.
That I do something because I have to get something in return.
Yes.
Now, how do we fight that? Of course, we need to focus much more on deepening our levels of ideology in terms of understanding
Yes.
what benefits us as young people. And therefore we mirror whoever is before us based on merit and based on whether they aspire to represent the interests of the young people or not. If you not because we don't measure we don't reduce the line of measurement of merit on how much money one has in his pocket, but based on what we think they can offer.
But you see, at that particular point, I want you to look at this. Someone is, for example, I'm a young man. I don't have enough resources. I am standing in a constituency against a former rich businessman or a military general. What? They have established themselves. You get the point. So how do I penetrate?
And that is a very big problem. Even, for example, within the NRM Youth League, even within the youth fraternity, we
Yes.
have youth leaders, for example, who have become career politicians,
Yes.
career youth leaders. They don't want to move away from the youth structures, even when you are very old. Why? Because the structures do not allow growth. Because you see, these are youth structures, so they should be growth within the structure.
They should be for transition.
Transition, very
Yes.
good. Now, if the structures do not enable the players within those structures
Yes.
to grow,
Yes.
the environment does not allow that. You do not expect someone who has been chairman of the youth league at the district like Kavera Maido to stand chairman LC5 when he has not built enough financial mass.
Oh.
So we have to build a system where these young leaders, because these are mentorship structures.
Do you promise to build that capacity when you are elected chairperson?
Exactly, because these are mentorship structures.
Yes.
Therefore, we should be seen to render that mentorship. The elders should be made accountable on the level of how many young leaders are they mentoring.
So are you basically saying that when your term is done, you will not try to fix in as a youth? Will you be a youth by the
When
time
my
of...
term is done, ultimately I would have grown into the mother party, the main structure.
So basically you'll go in, mentor, be mentored,
Exactly.
Transit,
Exactly.
go to another level.
Exactly.
Then allow other young people to
And
come
that's what
in.
it is supposed to be.
Oh, I see. Now let's talk about the NRM Youth League, because we follow youth leagues over the continent. One of the strongest youth leagues is the ANC in South Africa. But even our counterparts in Tanzania, the Chama cha Mapinduzi Youth League is much more vibrant. NRM is a grassroots political party. And one would be not wrong if they compared it with ANC or CCM in Tanzania. Why is it that the NRM Youth League is not so vibrant?
I totally agree with you. Not are they just similar, but these are both liberation movements. They have a liberation background.
Yes.
These are they are mass-based parties. And just as much as ANC has achieved in its own context, as much as NRM has achieved here.
Yes.
And so is CCM in Tanzania. A few can be the differences. Now, where is the problem coming from? The youth leaders within the NRM party, of course, I think with the frustrations, I don't want to be judgmental, with the frustrations and the setup of the party, we have failed to read where the problem is, diagnose where the problem is coming from.
Yes. We
have failed to treat the real problem, the real disease.
Yes.
And the disease is restructuring, organization. How do we organize the youth league? We come in with an assumption that the structure is enough to deliver us.
Yes.
To serve the interests of the young people, but that is not true. Why? For example, the youth league should have an independent secretariat.
Yes. Does it have?
It doesn't have. Now you cannot say we have created a desk for the youth league. You cannot reduce the entire youth league
to a desk.
Neither can you make it a handbag structure.
Yes.
That people are saying, Chairman, where do we find you? And you say, come and find me in my hotel. Chairman goes with the entire office of the youth league into his bedroom. Yes. That is not what it is. The first point of contact is a home for the young people, which becomes a command and control center for the operations of the young people. We need organization.
If someone reasoned, because you see, the National Resistance Movement, I am very sure it has the resources. Yes. What if it is a political move, in a sense that the forefathers perhaps do it intentionally, not to have a vibrant youth league for fear of perhaps losing power? Because, for example, let's assume that the youth league is very vibrant. So if we have leaders that perhaps want to stay longer in power, they might get scared that if we make this youth league vibrant, they are going to tell us to step down. So let us give it a less budget so that they cannot become vibrant. What's your view about that?
You see, I do not subscribe to that school of thought, because the primary and fundamental importance of the youth league is to keep the mother party relevant as a fighting tool for the total liberation of our people.
Yes.
Because the young people are the foot soldiers on the ground of the ideology of the party.
Yes.
And from our interactions with the elders, I know you must have had the same opportunity. You've seen, even from the physical exercises of the president, what we see him doing physically.
Yes.
You've seen these other groups, which young people groups, this group, crime preventers formed, Team Sara, this. There are different NRM groups going formed.
NRM Online, NRM Mobilizers.
Those groups are formed out of the frustration of the failure of the
youth league. I see.
To serve their interests.
So I see.
Out of frustration, and we have seen the president giving them attention.
Yes.
Because you see, the president is a busy man, the chairman of the party. You cannot say he's going to come and look for you.
Yes.
We must organize ourselves as young people.
Basically, what you are saying is that the youth don't have where to address their problems because the youth league is dysfunctional.
Very true.
Or
it is just an academic structure on paper, but not operational.
I see.
So how do we operationalize it? It means we need to change.
Do you consider yourself fit and capable to bring that change that we are talking about?
Exactly. Of course, with a good team. And the little interaction I've had with the establishment, I believe I'm in a position to speak the language of the young people. Because you see, there is you being elected, and then there is you understanding the language of the young people. I'm in a position to understand and speak. Because that's what is going to keep the youth league structure relevant. Right now, the youth structure is not relevant because we have just rendered it as a voting structure. It's not serving the interests of the young people. Because when you elected the chairman of the youth league, you're not just chairman of the other chairpersons.
Yes. You are the chairman
of the youth who support the NRM ideology.
I see.
So how do
and they must be in millions.
Exactly, they're in millions. But you can be very shocked that we make an argument that, 75% of the young people
Are young people,
are
below
the 45
35.
million people are 75% of the population, they are young people. We are the majority. But as the youth league, our question, the next question is, okay, of the 75%, how many support the NRM party? Are all the young people supporting the NRM party? No. How many are support? What of that percentage? How many support? Because you're calling the NRM party a mass party.
Yes, it
Meaning
is.
it's a party which believes in numbers.
Grassroots.
So you as a youth league, who claim out
To
of
be the majority.
out of the 12 million membership of the NRM party, how many are there who are young people?
Yes.
And that question is supposed to be answered by the youth league.
Mm.
So the youth league, which is there without membership, and me, that's why I'm advocating. Let's have
So currently, does it have a database?
no database. That's why I'm saying let's build the membership of the youth league.
So are you saying you have the capacity to put a database once selected?
Of course. And how easy is it? You have chairman of the youth league at a village level. He gets his 96-page book. He writes members who support the what? You have chairman at the parish level who gets a copy up to it's a coordination system up to the national level.
So
getting
in
the database
simple,
is very simple.
in simple terms, what informed your decision to come to stand for the chairperson of the youth league?
Frustration that these structures are not serving the purposes they are supposed to serve. This shouldn't be a stepping platform that you want to be the next MP or because you think you can get the next job. There is so much you can get individually, but where serving the interests of the other young people. You're getting it?
Very.
You can still serve the interests of you can still achieve whatever you want to achieve, but still serve the interests of
The people.
the young people. So the structure has made the NRM party look relevant as if we are just a party of the elderly people.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
And the element of the young people, the movement of young people is silent. And that movement is supposed to be a representation of the youth league. So if the youth league is not functional, then the young arm of the party, of the mother party, is not functional.
Yes. And that young arm is what would proclaim that the party is here to stay
Exactly.
for
The
longevity.
continuity we see the continuity of the party through its young people, not through the elderly.
At that point, let's talk about scientific campaigns. The Electoral Commission proclaimed the use of social media, televisions and radios, etc. Where does that leave the Ugandan young people contesting for seats?
Of course, this is providing us with an interesting opportunity. I look at it twofold.
Yes,
Number one, the young people are the majority on these social media platforms.
yes.
And we are more versed with technology more than ultimately with
The old guards.
the older guards. Now, is that an opportunity? Ultimately, it's an opportunity.
Yes.
We'll take advantage of it. But it just goes beyond just being on. We have to be able to push young people to join these media platforms, speak an interest.
But you see, we have only 4 million Facebook users in Uganda. And the electorate is about 18 million. So it means you have less than 20% of the Ugandan voters on social media. So if someone campaigns only on Facebook, it means they are campaigning in 20%.
I think we have to broaden the understanding of what social media means. Because what about messaging? Because I don't have to have a smartphone to receive a message.
Yes, an SMS.
An SMS is what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
So it is broad. You can reach out to many people even with or without smartphones, or without having to be on Facebook or Twitter or now. But the challenge is there is this other mainstream media part, the arm of the mainstream media, the newspapers,
The radios and the
TV
televisions.
stations. Now that's why maybe the young people may be. That's why the government now needs to come. Whoever is planning, whatever. Whereas we say scientific elections, then we should also look at the category of young people who will not be able to pay airtime to be on these media platforms.
Yes.
Because you cannot solely convey your message through the social media platforms. What about the mainstream media? How do you make sure, whether with or without resources, all of us have a fair ground to continue with our campaigns without differentializing
Some of the voters.
Of the voters.
All right, let's talk about supporting NRM versus supporting opposition. In Uganda today, it's a little bit considered unstylish to be a young person and you openly support the national resistance movement. And it is considered stylish and easy and patriotic to some extent to support opposition. I can give you an example of recent. There was a video clip of one of the socialists, Zali, a woman called Zali. You know her. She just made some comments about the presidential candidate, the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, asking him about credentials, but went viral. And the youth on opposition do not come to find the ideology of Zali, but they come to basically abuse and tell you are not supposed to talk about this. So there is also the issue of silent majority, that supporters of NRM, especially the young people, don't find it comfortable to openly speak on NRM. But the other ones of opposition, they find it stylish. What causes that? And do you believe that is so?
No, first of course, there's that public perception. But when you scientifically analyze it, when you do a surgical analysis.
Yes, surgical analysis.
This is my understanding of it. One, NRM has the majority of the young people.
Yes.
The majority of the young people are not in opposition. The difference is, majority of the young people in NRM are silent. They are not militant. The opposition young people are more vocal. They are militant. They come out, they speak. For us, we are there, but we have entrusted the elders to be the ones speaking on our behalf.
Yes.
And which is dangerous, of course.
What causes that?
It comes back to the structures of the youth.
Oh, they are dysfunctional.
Yes, they need to speak up. The president shouldn't be the one engaging with the Bobi Wine. No.
Because they are not age mates.
Exactly. We belong to the generation of Mr. Kyagulanyi, and it should be the people power ideology. We should be the ones countering the people power ideology. It shouldn't be the president. It should be the youth league at the forefront.
Yes. Of
demobilizing and engaging. We constructively engage with the let's say the people power movement.
Yes.
But where are we? Where the youth leaders, all of them are silent. They are quiet.
Yes, including the current.
And that is, I think, the frustration of the president. Where are we? Because Bobi says his constituency is the young people. Where are we? And why aren't we there? Look at the institutions of running. The biggest constituents of the NRM Youth League, of any youth league, would be the high institutions of running, because all those are organized and mobilized young people in one setup. But we have been losing elections. Now, who should be mobilizing those students? Understand the ideology of the party and recruit them into the party. It should be the youth league at the forefront, because it is the face of the young people in the party is the youth league. But where are they? All of us are anyway.
You know,
we need to take charge. We are reading from behind. We need to read from the front.
Yes, you know, the success of any state is backed by its young people.
Very true.
And if anyone cannot recognize that, then there is a very big problem. Let's talk about this social media clip. There is a social media clip that has gone viral. They can play it.
Protect our president. We are ready. I don't want to be misquoted by the media, but we can kill for the president.
Now, in this clip, you are quoted saying that you can kill for the president. Why do you want to kill Ugandans? And is it true that you want to kill Ugandans?
Of course, when you listen to the entire clip, because whoever is saturating it just edited out one part, fit a certain narrative. But when you listen to the entire clip, there's a disclaimer on the clip.
Yes.
Now, this is my understanding. Do I believe that the president is visionary?
Yes.
Of course I do. Do I love the president? Of course I do. Do I believe the president is revolutionary? Of course I do. Can I stand up for him? Of course I can. Can I fight for him? Of course I can. Because he has inspired. I come from a generation that has been inspired by his generation.
Yes.
Now, can I protect the ideologies he believes in? Of course I can. Can I promote it? Of course I can. Can you fight for it? Of course I can. In the moment of expression of love, you may say, when you tell a woman that I can die for you, is it true that you can die for the woman? Ultimately, that's not true. But it's just an expression
of love.
These are English idioms. Anybody who was listening to me at that moment understood what exactly I was trying to
talk about.
Pledging loyalty.
Yes.
Of course, that you're not kidding. You're saying I love you. Well, it's another a simple way of saying I love you. the other English language of saying I love you.
So you were basically saying
Yes,
you
we are
love,
loyal. I'm loyal. I'm a loyal cadre to the party. I'm a loyal cadre to the,
and you are loyal to the president.
and I'm loyal to the president.
All right,
And I'm not ashamed to subscribe to that loyalty.
all right. Point well taken. Well, our viewers, this particular episode belongs to Mr. Blaise Kamugisha, aspiring chairperson, NRM Youth League. What could be your last words to your voters as we come towards the end of this interview?
For our voters, I want to begin by thanking them so far for the support. We are doing well. Team Blaise is performing extremely very well on ground. I want to encourage them to keep vigilant. I want to encourage them to keep mobilizing themselves and mobilizing other comrades to join the struggle. Because we're going to change the face of the Youth League. How? Number one, I'm talking about the independent secretariat of the Youth League. It is important that we have an address as young people.
Yes.
There's no way we're going to do any type of activity without
An
an
address.
address. We need an address. Two, we need to have the NRM Youth League structure is a robbing structure. It's a robbing structure.
For more opportunities for the
Exactly.
young people.
Plus, the structure right now doesn't have power. We need to look for power for the structure. And we have three types of power. We have the positional power. Positions are there, but having a position is not enough. We have the resource power and relational power. So how do we attract these three elements of power
Together.
to the youth structure? Because that's what, when you have the power, then I was talking about how do you attract reorganizing the structure itself. Membership of the Youth League. We must be able to know how many young people support the NRM party.
By making a database.
By making a database. Because there you'll be able to know, are we increasing membership? Is the people are supporting the party, young people, are they increasing or decreasing?
Or constant.
That is now what we call serious leadership. So that when you're also lobbying, even with the database, you're able to know. We have the non-A-right and the A-right. So opportunities for the interests of the A-right and non-A-right are different. So that when you're lobbying, you know which group are you lobbying for, what are they looking for. Or when an opportunity is availed, you know where to take it because you already have a what?
The database, the information.
You not be running for your friends and relatives, and you leave alone the cadres who have been extremely working.
You
very
do
hard for the party.
it on a national outlook.
Exactly. So we need to revamp the structure, make it vibrant, let it speak, not read from behind, but from the front. And we need the structure to be mobile. I've been talking about the structure being mobile because some of the sub-counties are very big. The truth is, the NRM Youth League structure is a voluntary structure. We don't expect salaries from there. But you see, even if the job is voluntary, you must give me the tools to perform my work.
To facilitate my movement.
Exactly. So what's wrong with giving some small motorcycles to a sub-county chairperson or district chair to move and do the party work?
At the moment, I think they give elected chairpersons at the district level.
So, me, I'm advocating that
So you are saying you can
give the-
attract motorcycles for
Yeah.
NRM chairpersons, youth chairpersons,
Yes.
sub-county wise?
My belief is that the party, the mother party, needs to have confidence in the youth league structures. They need to put in energy and their actions make us believe that they are also interested in building a stronger youth league. And that includes facilitating the structures to work. Not paying salaries, it's voluntary work.
Facilitating it to work.
Yes, giving the tools to the team players to work. Otherwise, there are so many positive young people who believe in the party. But the frustrations are coming in because the structures are dysfunctional, they're not operational.
All right. That was Mr. Blaise Kamugisha, aspiring chairperson, NRM Youth League. My name is Innocent Mbonimpa for the Ideology Talk on the Ideology TV. To be part of this talk show, WhatsApp the number on your screen.